Hi, it's Okert, Oneness Wisdom School, and you are listening to a training series on the Let Go and Let God system. How to tap into your natural state of unlimited love and abundance, starting right now. In this session, we will look at what the Let Go and Let God system is and how to use it. The whole purpose behind the Let Go and Let God system is to help you to effortlessly tap into your natural state of love and abundance, starting right now. As I explained in our introduction video, the greatest problem we experience is wanting something. Wanting is lack, and the brain-mind is a creative principle. If you want something, remember, wanting is lack. That's exactly what your brain-mind will give you, lack. In my experience, the three things that most humans crave is approval, control, and being safe. So we turn that into a want. I want approval. I want control. I want to be safe. Now, there is nothing wrong with having approval, having control, or being safe. It is the wanting that creates the problem. Why? Yes, that one. Wanting is lack, and the brain-mind is a creative principle. If you want something, remember, wanting is lack. That's exactly what your brain-mind will give you, lack. So, let's jump in and let me show you how you can get anything you intend by sitting on your rear end and let go and let God have His wonderful way, through moving from wanting to having. To really get the Let Go and Let God system work for you, you have to realize the power of I am. I am is power, and it will free you if you know what it is and how to use it. I am is who you are. I am is your center, and what you currently experience is what you have believed to be the truth and attached to it. Be very careful what you attach to your I am. It has the power to limit you or free you. So, let's see how we can get connected to the real I am by letting go and let God have His wonderful way. Now, before I explain the Let Go and Let God system in greater detail, let me just elaborate on the terminology brain-mind that I often use to avoid confusion, indicating that we have to work on our brain through mind. Now, what is the difference between brain and mind? Mind, or Christ consciousness, according to the Bible, 1 Corinthians 2 verse 16, is a creative principle, and it does 5 things. It exalts, it expands, it delimits, it creates abundance, and therefore gives life. However, mind needs something to work through, and what it primarily works through is brain. Brain is a mechanical thing and is a storehouse of information and memories. Brain primarily functions through information that is stored in neurons and neural pathways, often called synapses. The only way this information becomes part of your habitual thinking is through repetition, which is the mother of all skills. Now, please remember that the Bible clearly states that as a person thinks in their heart, so are they. The word heart in Hebrew is labeh, and translates into the thoughts and feelings of the mind. In other words, if you want to change your life, you have to change your thoughts and feelings, the way you think. Although mind are supposed to be the ruling party in our lives, through the evolution of humankind, we have slowly but surely surrendered our God-given power to our brain. Now, there is nothing wrong with mind. All problems exist in the brain, which primarily functions from a beta consciousness. And you can't solve a problem from the same consciousness that created it. You don't have a lack problem. You have a memory replaying problem. You don't have a health problem. You have a memory replaying problem. You don't have a relationship problem. You have a memory replaying problem. So when I use the terminology brain-mind, it's to let you know which part of human existence has to change. Romans 12 verse 2 states that we have to be transformed by the renewing of our mind. This is a mistranslation. Mind, or Christ consciousness, is ageless and can't be renewed. What has to be renewed is the way we think, our brain, mind. The moment that happens, we will experience the good, acceptable, and perfect will of God in our lives. God's will for you is to be happy and healthy, wealthy and healed. To experience this, we need a little help. The word transform breaks up into over, above, and beyond your own ability. In other words, we have to learn to let go and let God have His wonderful way. Okay, let's examine it. What I mean by the let go and let God system is that you sit on your rear end. Everybody has a rear end. Just sitting on your rear end without moving a muscle, you let go. You let go and let God have His wonderful way. You enter into the inner room of yourself, that quiet place in your center, and you let go of all your I can-nots. The highest form of action that one can take is to surrender, to detach, to let go, and let God have His wonderful way. Now, not to the brain mind though. The brain mind says, okay, I've let go. What shall I do next? The brain mind is coming from a beta consciousness, always trying to figure things out. But you can't solve a problem with the same consciousness that created it. Therefore, it will keep you running in circles like a hamster on a wheel. Round and around, you are busy, but nothing changes. So, let's see if we can let go towards resisting. Resisting understanding what I am about to teach you about letting go and let God have His wonderful way. To have the system give you the correct results, you have to resign. Really do resign as general manager of this universe. So, ask your brain mind if it knows what the let go and let God system is. Go ahead, ask it. It doesn't have a clue, does it? So asking it a question about something it doesn't have an answer for is like looking into an empty filing cabinet expecting to find something there. But you keep on looking anyway, over and over again. Okay, did you get your answer? Well, apparently not. No. Now your brain mind has also taught you to beat yourself up about it, the fact that you don't have an answer. Okay, how does that help you? And who's doing it? You are doing it. And if you are doing it and it doesn't resolve the issue, you have to make a decision. I am going to be positive or negative about myself. I am going to be negative and beat myself up, or love myself. What do you decide? Okay. I'm assuming that you have decided to love yourself. So, could you let go of disapproving of yourself? And more? And more? And even more? And could you give yourself some approval? Because that's the smart thing to do. Could you give yourself some more approval? And more? And even more? And could you give yourself some more approval? And more? And more? And yes, even more. Now, see if your brain mind is getting quieter now. When your mind is quiet, you are at your most powerful. Know the power of be still and know that I am God. If your mind is noisy and spinning around, it means that you don't know and therefore are not getting anywhere. Now, can you also see that in trying to understand what the let go and let God system is, you are into wanting. Wanting is lack, and the brain mind is a, yes, that one, creative principle. So you're wanting to know, you are telling your brain mind not to have the answer. Wanting to know is a lack to know answer. So, would you let go of that lacking feeling? You wanting to know? And more? And more? And even more? By moving from the wanting to the knowing state, you'll be moving to the all-knowing state. By letting go of wanting to know, you will slowly but surely start moving into your God consciousness state of knowing the all. Knowing God's thoughts about you, and that's where all the answers are. Could you let go of trying to figure it out some more? And more? And even more? So, why do you want to use the let go and let God system? Is it about wanting approval, wanting control, or wanting to be safe? Now, Could you let go of wanting approval, wanting control, or wanting to be safe? And more, and more, and yes, even more. See, there is more wanting approval, wanting control, or wanting to be safe. Now, could you let go of wanting approval, wanting control, or wanting to be safe? And more, and more, and yes, even more. Now, like I said before, but it's worth repeating, the brain-mind is a creative principle. When you let go of all the negativity of your brain-mind, you become positive. And the more positive you become, the more positive experiences you will attract in your life. It's the way the universe operates. Like attracts like. Positive attracts positive. Negative attracts negative. When you let go of that wanting feeling, you move into having. Now when you do that, you start getting into the let go and let God system. By sitting on your rear end and doing nothing, you choose. You allow yourself to let go and let God have His wonderful way. So by quieting the brain-mind, and the brain-mind is creative, allowing something to happen, it becomes effortless. There is no wanting in the let go and let God system. It is just allowing. Allowing is a very high energy. It is acceptance. I allow it to happen. Could you allow it to happen? So, if you get out of the way, if you allow it to happen, it will fall into your lap without any effort. It does not make much sense to us because we are into doing things and trying to figure it out and wanting to know, which is further and further away from the let go and let God system. It strictly says, you sit in your rear end and you let go of your I cannots. So, let's look at one of the I cannots that you might have. Is that wanting approval, wanting control, or wanting to be safe? Now, could you let go of wanting approval, wanting control, or wanting to be safe? And more, and more, and yes, even more. So, let's look at another one of the I cannots that you might have. Is that wanting approval, wanting control, or wanting to be safe? Now, could you let go of wanting approval, wanting control, or wanting to be safe? And more, and yes, even more. Now, as you become aware of letting go of your I cannots, you start moving into the realm of I can. So, let's take another look at I cannot. Bring up another I cannot. Is that wanting approval, wanting control, or wanting to be safe? Now, could you let go of either wanting approval, wanting control, or wanting to be safe? And more, and more, and even more. So, let's take another look at I cannot. Bring up another I cannot. Is that wanting approval, wanting control, or wanting to be safe? Now, could you let go of wanting approval, wanting control, or wanting to be safe? And more, yes, and even more. Remember, the brain-mind is creative, and what you hold in your brain-mind is what you are going to get. Henry Ford said, if you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, you can't. Now, if you eliminate all your I cannots, you will move into the I can, where you allow things to happen, and that would be the let go and let God system. So, let's take another look at I cannot. Bring up another I cannot. Is that wanting approval, wanting control, or wanting to be safe? Now, could you let go of wanting approval, wanting control, or wanting to be safe? and more, and more, and even more. It's your thoughts. Could you stop being so smart and allow it to be something else? And more, and more, and yes, even more. Now, see how you feel about your I cannot now. Hopefully, as you keep on letting go of your I cannots, as we will be doing a lot as we go through this program, you will feel better and better about yourself. So, let's take another look at I cannot. Go on, bring up another I cannot. Is that wanting approval, wanting control, or wanting to be safe? Now, could you let go of either wanting approval, wanting control, or wanting to be safe? And more, and more, and yes, even more. So, let's take another look at I cannot. Go on, bring up another I cannot. Is that wanting approval, wanting control, or wanting to be safe? Now, could you let go of either wanting approval, wanting control, or wanting to be safe? And more, and more, yes, even more. Now, let's look at the judgment. Can you see that you are judging yourself? How does that help you? And that judgment that you have, is it wanting approval, wanting control, or wanting to be safe? Now, could you let go of wanting approval, wanting control, or wanting to be safe? And more, and more, and even more. Go on, bring up another judgment. Is it wanting approval, wanting control, or wanting to be safe? Now, could you let go of wanting approval, wanting control, or wanting to be safe? And more, and more, and yes, even more. Okay, bring up another judgment. Is it wanting approval, wanting control, or wanting to be safe? Now, could you let go of either wanting approval, wanting control, or wanting to be safe? And more, and more, and even more. Bring up another judgment. Is it wanting approval, wanting control, or wanting to be safe? Now, could you let go of either wanting approval, wanting control, or wanting to be safe? And more, and more, and yes, even more. Okay, now bring up another I cannot. Is that wanting approval, wanting control, or wanting to be safe? Now, could you let go of either wanting approval, wanting control, or wanting to be safe? And more, and more. Now, let's think about another I cannot. Is that wanting approval, wanting control, or wanting to be safe? Now, could you let go of either wanting approval, wanting control, or wanting to be safe? And more, and more, and yes, even more. Okay, now imagine having exactly what you intend to have. Could you allow yourself, for example, to be a millionaire? Now notice if there's any contraction in your feeling centers, your throat, your chest, your solar plexus, the back of your neck. That's exactly what is in the way. That contraction is loaded with I cannot, judgments, and so on. It's coming up so that it can leave. So open up. Notice the contractions and allow it to leave. Just open the door and allow it to leave. And more, and more, and even more. Imagine being a millionaire. See if a contraction surfaces. Open up. Just allow the energy to pass through. It does want to leave. So let it leave. It shows you the resistance. Now imagine yourself not doing anything but sit on your butt, going to that quiet place of your center and let go and let God. See if it brings up wanting approval, wanting control, or wanting to be safe. Now, could you let go of either wanting approval, wanting control, or wanting to be safe? And more, and more, and even more. Imagine not doing anything, not taking any action. Is that wanting approval, wanting control, or wanting to be safe? Now, could you let go of either wanting approval, wanting control, or wanting to be safe? And more, and more, and yes, even more. Could you allow whatever you intend to happen without trying to figure out how it is going to happen? Does your brain mind have the answer? Go ahead, ask your brain mind if it has the answer. It doesn't know. So asking it something it doesn't know is silly. So, could you let go of trying to figure things out? And more, and more, and even more. The moment you start trying to figure it out, this is what's going to happen. You are going nowhere with the let go and let God system. You start beating yourself up. So, could you stop disapproving of yourself? And more, and more, and yes, even more. And could you give yourself some more approval for no reason at all? Now, if you give yourself more approval, you start allowing things to happen, because the law of the universe attracts positive to positive and negative to negative. So, could you allow it to happen? Whatever it is you intend to have, could you allow it to happen? Money, success, happiness, anything that you intend to have, could you just allow it to happen? See if there's any contraction in your feeling centers, your throat, your chest, your solar plexus, the back of your neck. That's exactly what's in the way. That contraction is loaded with I cannots, judgments, and so on. It's coming up so that it can leave. So notice the contractions and allow it to leave. Just open the door and allow it to leave. And more, and more, and even more. Many people have shared with me that they love the let go and let God system, but they are not having financial success. The other stuff seems to come easy, but not money. The only reason that happens is because you are into wanting. Wanting is lack. You have to let go of wanting, because wanting is lack. The mind is creative. If you intend to create lack, then you must want something. If you take your shoe and put it in the oven is going to bake the shoe. It doesn't care what you put in there. So the brain mind says, okay, you want lack, I will give you lack. It doesn't care. You have to become aware of your thinking and correct it if necessary. That's part of the letting go and let God system. You sit in your rear end, start examining your thinking about wanting approval, wanting control, or wanting to be safe. If you become aware of it, the wanting, you let it go. There is nothing wrong with having approval, having control, and being safe. It is the wanting that creates the problem. You see things as wanting approval, wanting control, or wanting to be safe. You just let it go. By doing that, you are removing all the I cannots, all the things that stop you from having, and you move it to allowing. You get over it. You don't have to want anything anymore. It does not matter anymore. As long as you are into wanting, you will experience lack. And if that happens, you are going to want to approve it. If you're going to want to control it, you are going to want to feel safe. And then this will lead you straight back to the I cannots. Because it is a lacking feeling, and lack means I cannot. Now if you let go of I cannot, you move into I can. Every time you let go of some negativity, you will be closer and closer to I can. Every time you let go of some negativity, you are moving into freedom. You decide. Make a decision. Garbage in, garbage out. See if it's going to be a victory for garbage or a victory for freedom. Every time a feeling comes up, instead of suppressing it, acknowledge it for what it is. It is just a feeling, and let it go. It is up to you. It is not up to anybody else. See if it's going to be a victory for garbage or a victory for freedom. It's your choice. It is in the moments of your decisions that your destiny are formed. Love in, love out. Love in, love out. And more. And more. And yes, even more. Love in, love out. Love in, love out. And more. And more. And even more. Now, see if this is going to be a victory for love or garbage. I'm going to be wealthy. I'm going to be poor. I'm going to let go. I'm going to suppress. It is your choice. I'm going to love myself. I'm going to beat myself up. I'm going to let go. I'm going to suppress. It is your choice. I'm going to be rich beyond my wildest dreams. I'm going to be poor. I'm going to be healthy. I'm going to be sick. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to be miserable. It is all a decision. Whose decision is it? Whatever you think is so. Whatever you think is so. Change your thinking and everything changes. So think of something that you've got to get. You've got to have this. You've got to get this. You have got a bad case of I got to. Okay. Now, is that wanting approval, wanting control, or wanting to be safe? If you've got to do this and you've got to do that, to get all those things, sit down and let go of all your got-tos. That's the way to use the let go and let God system. You move away from the realm of I can't and you move into the realm of I can. So think of something I got to do. You've got to have. Is that wanting approval, wanting control, or wanting to be safe? And could you let go of either wanting approval, wanting control, or wanting to be safe? And more, and more, and even more. Say yes, even more. Think of another I got to. Is that wanting approval, wanting control, or wanting to be safe? Think of another I got to. I've got to do this. I've got to have this. Is that wanting approval, wanting control, or wanting to be safe? And could you let go of either wanting approval, wanting control, or wanting to be safe? And more, and more. Yes, even more. Now, a way of moving into the let go and let God system is by using goals. We have a resistance to achieving your goals CD in this program that complements the let go and let God system. If you had no resistance toward achieving your goals, you would move right into the let go and let God system. You will allow things to happen in your life. You let go of your I cannots. You allow things that you intend to have in your life. In using this with your goals, you write it down, and guess what? Out of it will come a lot of I cannot, I want. Play with them. Let them go. And what's left is I can. So you sit and you do a goal chart, and whatever you are working on, do many of them. That'll bring up your I cannots. You write it in a positive way. It is going to bring up your I cannots. Just let them go. Go into that quiet place, the inner room of yourself, and just let them go by releasing and approving of yourself. Don't believe a word I say. Take it for a checking. Working is for slaves. When I first heard that statement, there was a lot of resistance. I was a very hard worker. And weren't you supposed to earn your keep by the sweat of your brow? But ever since I started using the Let Go and Let God system, I learned that this is not true. If you truly let go and let God, everything becomes effortless. That does not mean that you never work. It only means that you will find what you love to do and the money will follow. You don't have to believe me. Just take it for checking. You can find out by doing it for yourself. When you discover it for yourself, you will know that I am right. Everything that you intend to have is on the other side of fear. You let that go. Let that go and let God have His wonderful way, and you will discover effortless success. And yes, we do have a session on let go of fear, worry and concern. You have nothing to lose. If I am right, you have everything to gain. If I am wrong, which I know I am not, you will just be where you are. You will not have lost anything. But if I am right, just think about it. What if I am right? Then you have everything to gain by letting go and let God have His wonderful way. Don't you think you owe that to yourself? Apply the technique, take it for the checking, and prove it to yourself. You don't have to prove it to anybody else. You are the most important person here. Prove it to yourself. You owe it to yourself. Take it for the checking and prove it for yourself. In the process, you will discover there is no such thing as poverty, illness, or problems. It is all an illusion constructed by the brain mind. The brain mind is creative, and whatever you put in there is what you will experience. You have the opportunity to change that. You have the opportunity to change that. You have the opportunity to change that. Just quiet the monkey mind, the incessant chatter that's going on between your ears. Be still and know your I am power. Let go and let God have His wonderful way. Get rid of your I cannots and judgments. Your life will reflect effortless success. Start allowing things to happen, and they will just happen. And that's the let go and let God system. You quiet your inner conversations, become still, and start releasing, letting go and let God. I recommend you do many goals a day. Let go of the resistance if it comes up. You just sit down and relax. Your brain mind will not like it. It'll bring up a lot of I've got to do this, I've got to do that, I got to. But it's your decision. Decide to say to yourself, I allow myself to do absolutely nothing except to release, to let go and let God have His life. A wonderful life of abundance. That is such a fantastic goal. Allow it. You will like it. You have nothing to lose. Most people don't like working, especially doing something they don't like. The reason why you keep on doing it is because you are in the habit of wanting. And if you are wanting, you are creating lack. Therefore, you get lack. No surprises. No surprises at all. The only reason why you don't have your goals manifesting is because you come from wanting. If you could let go of wanting and spend your time letting go from your habit of wanting, you will move into having. All you have to do is to have an effortless thought. That will be nice if I have this. And it will just fall in your lap without you moving a muscle, because mind is a creative principle. The problem is, most of us is not investing in our minds. And you can do that by sitting down and using the let go and let God system. And watch each one of your feelings come up one after the other. Your brain mind is not going to like this. It doesn't like doing nothing. Now, doing this exercise is about worrying, thinking, and doing something in the Let Go and Let God workshop is a sensational way of applying the Let Go and Let God system. Take a look at your attachments and aversions to worry. Take a look at your attachments and aversions to thinking. Take a look at your attachments and aversions to doing something. Take a look at this and then let it go. Take a look at this and then let it go. Practice it. It will start moving you closer and closer to using the let go and let God system. So you will know what the let go and let God system is, rather than wondering about it. Because it can't be intellectual. You have to experience the let go and let God system. It is not an intellectual thing. Only by doing the work you will experience the let go and let God have His wonderful way system. Let go of the I cannots. Keep releasing it. Let go of the I cannots. By doing this, you will have less I cannots than ever before. Proving that you can limit the I cannot, then you will have more I can than ever before, especially if you use momentum. Now, as you build momentum, you are letting go of the I cannots, moving closer and closer to the let go and let God system. Only by quieting your brain mind and moving into beingness, you'll have no I cannots. Beingness is only I can. No limitations at all whatsoever. And by quieting the monkey mind, you move from the room of I cannot into the room of I can. Just get in touch with it right now. Take a look at your breathing. Just concentrate on your breathing. In and out. In and out. In and out. Doing this allows you to quiet your brain mind really quickly. Practice this. Watching your breathing going in and out. In and out. Even as all this noise going on in your head, and from the moment you are in the present moment, you are in the now. And when you are in the now, you are all powerful. If you look at your wall of thoughts, you'll be looking at a wall of I cannots. Because if you examine your thoughts carefully, you will notice that most of them are about I cannot. So, get a picture of your brain mind. See if it's a negative picture. Now, could you let that picture evaporate and dissolve whatever that picture is? And more, and more, and more. Say yes. And more, and more, and even more. Get a picture of your body, whatever it means to you. And could you allow that picture to evaporate and dissolve? And more, and more, and more, and even more. Now, get in touch with that part of you that says, I have to do it. I don't do it. It will never get done. Could you allow that picture to evaporate and dissolve? Could you allow that belief system to evaporate and dissolve? You don't have to do anything. Just allow it to leave that room and dissolve. And more, and more, and more, and yes, even more. Now ask yourself, if I am not my brain mind, I am not my body, and I am not my ego, what am I? There is no right or wrong answer. Whatever answer you got, could you just surrender to that? And more, and more, and more, and even more. And could you just say yes? All you have to do is say yes. Think about something that you are interested in having. Could you say yes to it? Could you say yes to it some more? Could you allow it to happen? Say yes. Could you allow it to happen with ease? Come on, say yes. Say yes some more. Say yes some more. Say yes some more, and even more. If you are not your brain mind, and you are not your body or ego, who are you? What are you? And whatever answer you get, could you just surrender to it? And more, and more, and even more. Now, this quiet place of your inner room is very spontaneous. So let's ask it some questions, and you just take what you get, okay? So ask yourself, is there such a thing as limitations? Just take what you get. Ask yourself if you need to figure it out. And again, just take the answer that you get. Ask yourself, is there any I cannots? Just take what you get. So, could you just allow it to happen, whatever it is? Could you just allow it to happen, and more, and more, and even more? And could you say yes to it? Could you say yes to abundance, and more, and more? Could you say yes to how, and more? Could you say yes to perfection, and more, and even more? So, I invite you to use the Let Go and Let God system. The only way to do it is to do what I ask you to do during this program. Sit down. Enter into the inner room of yourself. Become quiet, and let go from moment to moment all your I cannots, one after the other, while you are moving closer and closer to I can. Now, if you keep on letting go of your I cannots, you will move into your I can. It will fall into your lap. You can't miss it. The only time that you are going to take physical action is when you clearly hear your inner coach or intuition tells you to do something physical. Until such time, you just keep on letting go of your I cannots and let God have His wonderful way. So, it's all about the stories in your brain mind. And now you are free. Free to open up and tell a different story. Express yourself without limitations, without I cannot. Let yourself exceed. You don't need to protect yourself, and you need to build walls around you to keep other people out. It is those walls that keep abundance out, and happiness, truth, and freedom out of your life. So, what we are looking at here is pretty advanced stuff. I don't know about many teachings that are going through stuff like this, but this is something that we will really show you how to do. How to drop your ego so you can effortlessly be happy and healthy, wealthy and healed, outgoing, courageous, connected, and alive. And, like I said, it is God's will for you to be happy and healthy, wealthy and healed. You can move through the world undaunted, just showing up. Hey world, here I am. Now, how awesome would your life be reaching out playing big? This is what life is all about. Empowering yourself by letting go and let God have His wonderful way. To be connected to God, everyone and everything in the world. The most important intention we are going to say during this training session is, I am curious to see how my natural state of unlimited love and abundance will reveal itself for me to experience, starting right now. I am curious to see how my natural state of unlimited love and abundance will reveal itself for me to experience, starting right now. I'm curious to see how my natural state of unlimited love and abundance will reveal itself for me to experience, starting right now. So, join us in the next section as we let go and let God have His wonderful way so we can tap into our natural state of love and abundance, starting right now.